Whistler was like a dream.
It was pretty amazing to be able to ride in front of people that were that passionate and excited to come and watch this race.
Side must have hit one of those sharp little shaly rocks, and then all of a sudden I heard that psst, and I was like, no.
It's got to be feeling pretty good, man. You're the first person to win 2 this year.
Yeah, it's definitely cool just to pull it off and finally get the win.
Welcome to Ainsa in northern Spain for the penultimate round of the Enduro World Series. We're just 45 kilometres south of the French border and we're in the thick of the Zona Zero trail network. We're also in the thick end of the season. Richie Rude is the man on form, having won the last 2 rounds of the series, but technically there's 7 men that could go into the final round leading the series, although it's more than likely to be one of the French quartet, Nicolai, Borel, Clement and Vulio, who populate the top 5 with the American, that are going to give him the most challenges. If Tracy Mosley, who has been leading the women's series ever since the 2nd round this year, takes the win here this weekend, and Cecile Ravenel, her closest rival, finishes outside the top 5, then Tracy can wrap up the series here. But the thing is, Cecile has only ever once finished outside the top 5, so it doesn't look like Tracy will be relaxing on the beach until after the racing's done next week in Italy. On the eve of what could be her 3rd title, I sat down with Tracy to find out about some of the other talent in the women's category. Tracy, it's looking like another good season for you. Already got 2 of these titles in the bag and on course for another one. But we'd really like to hear about some of the other girls in the series.
Yeah, I think we've had it's been a really strong kind of women's field, I think, over the last few years. It's growing every year, which is cool to see. Anita Gehrig is one of the twin sisters, both from Switzerland. And they're just a real kind of life and soul of the party, always having fun on their bikes, always really enjoying it. And Anita, particularly this year for me, stood out that she's been consistently getting quicker and quicker and has been hovering around that kind of 6th and 7th mark. So, you know, some really good results for her throughout the year, and I think she's only going to get better.
I'm really looking forward to next year. It will be the first winter I can fully focus on training and not to worry about how to fund it.
Katie Winton's always been, for me, one of those youngsters. She's kind of the under 25 group, which there's few of them out there compared to us old ones. From the first year of the series, she's moved on a lot, got on a decent factory deal this year, so that's helped, I think, having that support, being able to ride and train full time.
Yeah, there's definitely a new generation coming through. You know, we're learning all the time from every single race. You know, having started doing enduro recently, every race we gain a bit more experience and learn how to ride faster.
Another one of the girls that's really stood out is Maggie Bichard, and I think first time I came across her was in, I think, 2011 at the Mega, and there was a British girl on the podium. I think she finished 3rd at Mega, and I never heard of her. And she's going to again come from cross-country racing in the UK. She's now emigrated to New Zealand.
I do love it. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, I just love going to different places and riding different tracks. Yeah, that's what it's all about for me, and yeah, the whole family that goes around doing the same thing.
And one of the other girls that I think has just been part of the whole scene is Valentina from Italy. And I think she just shows me what the Enduro is all about, the spirit. She's always out enjoying herself, having fun.
Do you see the women's category expanding at these Enduro races, and it's something that's going to grow and grow? Or?
Yeah, I think Enduro really is a perfect discipline for women participation in mountain biking. I think often with cross country it's so full on and just painful, and downhill is the opposite, that it's so full on in the technical sense and it's almost a bit too scary for the masses, whereas this has got the elements of both, and I think it's going to appeal to so many more women that actually love trail riding, love riding their bikes, enjoy being out with other girls riding and still like the competition, but it's not entirely all about the competition as well. It's kind of a race that's masked by all the fun riding that goes on around it.
We're high on the ramparts of the Ainsa town that has protected this glorious place for centuries. We can see the valleys below us. So we've got 2 days of racing here at this event. The first happening to the southwest over in that direction, and then the second happening over here to the northeast. And you can see slightly varying terrain with these big cliffs towering over the second day's racing. So let's have a little look at what the stages have got in store for the riders. All the racing of the weekend will be based around this old town here of Ainsa, up here on the hill. And both days will have 4 stages of racing. So the first day we'll see the riders coming up out of the town, starting off on a fun first stage down to here. A long liaison all the way up here to the Tower of Morcat. Incredible views from there. Really nice second stage to hammer it down there. Another quite long liaison there to stage 3, and again beautiful views from the start of that. That's the one I did my track ride on and had a little tumble at the bottom, so there is lots to catch people out on there, I certainly know. And then another liaison here, stage 4, the steepest of the day. Again fairly short, but loads of fun to round off that first day's racing. Second day of racing, the riders will be climbing up out of the town to stage 5, the shortest of the weekend, but has some glorious views from there. And then looping back on themselves up to stage 6, really fast and flowing that one. And then a nice long liaison out to stage 7, a bit out on a limb there. And then the longest liaison of the weekend, all the way back over to 8, which has some exposed ridgelines on it and will be keeping the riders really on their toes up to the rounding off of this weekend. Before we head off into this glorious terrain for the stages over Saturday and Sunday, we will be having a prologue right here in the centre of the town. It won't count towards the overall time, but it will act as a perfect way to entice the local people into this racing. This is stage 3 at the 7th round of the Enduro World Series here in Ainsa, Spain, and what a place to have a stage. You can see behind me such incredible views, and then also this track looks like it's going to be a whole load of fun. Just this kind of fossily pebbles on the ground with loads of dust, and I've heard some great things about this stage, so let's go have a look at it. Right, stage 3 it is, Sarastano this one's apparently called, and this loose rock up at the top. I'm looking forward to this one. Whoa, didn't know where that went. Riding this bit blind. Already got some pedalling on, and quick down here. Whoa, this is loose. Wow, a little bit of a jump. I've got no idea where I'm going. Nearly keep blowing all these corners, and it's loose, so you're drifting everywhere. Oh, so nice this, drifting underneath you, but you feel like it's going to catch you. Already my legs are hurting. Now this starts to go down. Got a nice high line, you can see. Riders have been practicing today, and the line's developing here. There's a lot of pedalling to be done just to keep your speed. So here we go, dropping down a bit more now. And a lot of times you can just cut some of these sections. Whoa, that getting a bit rocky. The tape there. Nearly catching me out, and so much variety at this event, and this stage has a whole host of it as well. Bedrock, loose rock on top, oh, sliding out there, and like Moab some of these bits. Oh. So now down a little bit of a gully, and back out into the open. Look at these corners, so much to catch you out. And these big rocks to weave your way through. And it's just so loose, but endless fun. Right, let's get a bit of pace into this, whatever's here. Thought that was right. Now I got my seat up. Just get the pedals in here. Let my arms recover. Let's go out wide for this. Wow, so much fun. I'm kind of tempted to just stick to the line that I can see. Oh, a nice little natural jump. The entire track, totally natural. Now, I didn't think there was going to be a right-hand corner there. Now, I'll remember you next time. Right, see if we can get back up to pace here. Oh, and it was the finish. Anyway, so if that was my race run, I would have been gutted. But as it is, what a fun stage. 2K track, 183 metres of drop. Brilliant.
Hit my head on the tree, riding at high speed on the balcony trail.
He's figured out how to ride a bike and he's doing it well, so it's cool.
Loads of people out already, like totally going wild for everyone.
So much fun on the bike, that was so cool. I was even laughing sometimes during the stages.
Pretty eventful day. There's some pretty serious thunderstorm and rain.
So stage 8 had to be cancelled, and the race result will go on what happened after stage 7. So at the moment this is very provisional. It looks like Richie Rude and Tracy Mosley have won this event. It's Saturday morning and we're about to see the first day of racing here in Ainsa, Spain. We're up in the castle and you can see the riders amassing behind me. Last night we had the prologue kick-off round here, started up on these town walls and then rode all the way down and gave a right sight for the locals to take in. Also managed to catch up with a couple of the men that are looking to take hold of the championship this year. Got 2 races to go and you're 230 points back in the series. How are you approaching these last 2?
Well, you know, like since the beginning of the season, I think everyone is trying hard to be, you know, on the top of the game and everything, and you do know how many things can happen in one race.
So there's 1,000 points on the table, isn't there, from these 2 rounds?
Yeah. Clearly.
And I have to say it, there is a glint in your eye that you're really going after this.
Yeah, you know, as I officially announced, I'm going to be stopping at the end of the season. I'm passionate by the sport and I'm passionate by racing. Racing will be over in 2 weeks, so all the energy that is left over will be in there.
So Richie, currently leading out the series at the moment with 2 great wins the last 2 rounds. How are you approaching this one? You feeling good?
Yeah, feeling good. I was actually feeling a bit nervous like the past couple of weeks, just like thinking about it, like, oh man, you know, how should I race? But I think, you know, I just got to keep calm and kind of ride how I've been riding, because it seems to work out the past couple of races, so I think I'll just do that. Now these 2 rounds be, you know, feel quite easy and not, you know, too nerve-wracking.
You've got a great tutor on your team. Have you been getting any tips from Jared?
Actually haven't. I think he's always just says kind of ride like you know how to ride, so yeah, that's kind of like what I'm gonna do really.
The girls are just about to come down the ramparts behind me for a long day out in this heat, and we can already see some of the vultures circling ahead. It's definitely going to be a tough day. So Tracy, the third title, you can almost smell it at the moment. How much is that on your mind?
There's still 2 rounds of a 8-round series, so for me there's still a hell of a lot of bike riding to be done.
Does it affect your outlook on it? Do you ride a little bit more cautiously, or is it just same as normal?
I don't think I'll ride any different. I've definitely got a heavier bag than normal. I've packed a lot of extra spares in hopes that, I know I need to finish, I need to get points, that's the key.
So you're in second place in the series. Do you think you can pull it back for the series win this year?
I don't know if I stay second, I will be happy because I crashed 2 weeks ago. I was in injury on my knee, 10 stitches. This weekend I ride my best I can do, but after we will see.
Myself, I'm not going to overdo it in stage 1 because a lot of the other races I've been crashing out in stage 1. And steady run, and for now we're going to open up the gas.
Yeah, pretty pedally start. Legs were asleep, that's for sure. Pretty short stages here, so I don't think you can afford to maybe ride that kind of easy.
I'm just glad to get that one out of the way because I flattered twice on that in practice.
The trail and the ground really look like home, so we have the feeling to ride at home.
Yeah, I think I just got a win on that stage. Pretty excited about that because that was one of my least favorites. I don't know, I just stayed on the bike, didn't have any weird moments.
Nico Vulio was the man who pushed Richie Rude for his first win, and again the young American comes out all guns blazing to get the better of the 10-time downhill world champion and the rest of the field. Cecile Ravenel also means business as she is 2.3 seconds up on championship leader Mosley to take early control of the GC and her shot at the title.
Number 2 was very physical.
Yeah.
Very physical. It's just bearable. But it'll be interesting if some rain comes.
I did tell you I was gonna go flat out, right? So I did, and my front wheel washed out off the edge, clipped the tree. At least I don't need stitches this time.
Just hit my head on the tree riding at high speed on the balcony trail, and lost quite a bit of time unfortunately on that stage.
Fabien Barel crashes, all but putting himself out of contention. It is these cruel and tiny moments that can have huge ramifications in the outcome of a race. Another French title contender, Florian Nicolai, also damages his chances with a 19th. Rude continues to dominate and Mosley takes back control of her destiny.
That one, I nearly got the stage win, but had a front flat near the end, so not bad, but definitely a few things that could be better.
There's some places you can see all the mud and then just dry dirt underneath. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's kind of nervous coming into it, but went well, looks like.
Francois Bailey-Maitre steps up and gets within half a second of Rude, the closest anyone has all day, but it's still not enough. Mosley extends her GC lead by another 10 seconds as Courdourier is firmly cementing her third place.
The rain may have started a little bit here at the bottom of stage 4, but the party continues here in Spain.
I'm seeing birds looking fly, sunbathing like they're being cleaned by the light.
I'm pushing as hard as I can.
no matter what, I don't want to crash, and I had like no big mistakes.
I won the first and the last stage, and I come here, I expect nothing, just save some points for the overall.
I did a really good stage here, so I will see. I don't know what happened, but I had fun all day. That was cool.
Yeah, he's doing okay. I think he's figured out how to ride a bike, and he's doing it well, so it's cool.
I've heard news from on track that you have been keeping it like lit on the back wheel through loads of sections.
Yeah, just trying to carry my speed and pump what I can, but yeah, I think I gotta slow it down a little bit tomorrow, just make sure I can actually get through 2 days, not just one.
Awesome crowd, like such a fun event to do. If the weather's going to be as mad as this, then who knows what happens tomorrow.
Tracy Mosley is 25 seconds up in the women's category and looks like she's on course for the GC win and the championship. Title contenders Vulio and Burrell end the day strong with a 2nd and 4th. Where Vulio is only 18 seconds back in the GC, Burrell is over 40 behind as Ruud has a 14.4 second lead over 2nd place Johan Borelli.
The band's been going wild, the crowd's been going wild, and as it all starts to disperse behind me for the end of the first day of racing, Richie Ruud, the man who's currently leading the series and looking for his first championship title, has won all 4 stages. So going into tomorrow, he's got a very healthy lead. Let's see what he's got in store tomorrow.
Loads of people out already, like totally going wild for everyone. Yeah, it's been good. Really good start today.
So much fun on the bike, that was so cool. I was even laughing sometimes during the stages.
That was a pretty mad start to the day. Just a minute and something sprint, and messed some lines up and it was so short.
I was going a little too quick, didn't go right enough, and pretty much went like 10 foot to flat.
I'm used to ride, you know, in Belgium we never go really over 1.5 km, so it's more like home, I would say.
Whilst Martin Mays takes the win on the shortest stage of the event, GC leader Richie Ruud starts the day in an uncustomary 12th after saving a sketchy moment. But with it being such a short stage, he is only 4.6 seconds back on Mays and maintains an 11-second GC lead.
I don't know, I've tried like to push really hard on stage 5, I've made like mistakes, but I can feel like my legs are super tired today.
I just hit a rock and I heard it going. I was like, psh! I'm like, no. Yeah, I know, it's just Tracy's amazing. She always takes care of everybody.
Doesn't really matter if when I guess, but I'm gonna stay in that #1 spot overall. It's good.
I changed the tire setup yesterday. Like, okay, let's go for downhill tire. It was working actually. So much fun doing that stage.
Nico Lowe has brought his simmer to a boil, demonstrating what we all know he is capable of. Johan Borelli crashes but still puts in an 11th position to maintain 2nd in the GC. Annika Beerton punches, combined with her crash on stage 2, that sees her drop out of the top 10 GC. All the karma of Tracy Mosley mending the others' bikes must be paying off as she racks up another stage.
One of the few times I've felt like, you know, how I was feeling all last season, really, just still trying to find that rhythm.
And good to get one over on the teammate.
Yeah, for sure. First time I've beat him in a stage for a while, actually, so it's cool.
I feel like I've used my bag today a lot and yesterday, so yeah, I hope it's calmer.
I like when it's dry and I ride without pressure, and it was a pretty good day for me.
Jared Graves gets one back on his teammate. This time last year it was him looking at the shining glory of a championship. Ruud may have a handsome lead, but one issue and it could all be gone. Whilst he is looking on course for the win, there are 5 riders who are battling hard for the other 2 podium positions. We're at the bottom of stage 8 and we've been chasing the race round all day, and as you can see from behind me, these are the amount of supporters, the whole mass of them, also chasing around to support on the stages. It's been incredible here in Spain. These guys certainly love their bikes. And now we're going to head up into the hills and see the final stage of the day and see if Richie Roux can hold on to it for the big win here.
You keep on calling me. You keep on calling me. You keep on calling me.
It's the final corner of the final stage, and as you can see on cue, there's the thunder behind me, and the entire course has changed, I reckon. We've gone from dust that you can see underneath this mud to all this stodgy stuff, so a real spanner in the works for the final riders down the hill. I'm getting out of here, it's too wet.
It was so fun until you got to the one section and it was unrideable. It was like on your ass, sliding down.
Hey, it's okay.
Chris, it's been an absolutely incredible weekend's racing, normally under the blaring sun, but final stage, loads of rain. Can you explain what happened?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, when we first looked at coming here, they said it only ever rained for about 20 days. What they didn't tell me was that it had like a year's worth of rain within, you know, those 20 days. Massive storm rolled in, flash flooding at the finish line. We were in the sort of deep canyon lands, which you can only imagine. You know, the rain there, the dirt didn't hold up, so we had absolutely no option but just to evacuate.
The rain in Spain certainly falls mainly on the plain. Stage 8 is cancelled and the GC after Stage 7 stands as the final result, which means Richie Roux takes his 3rd race win in a row and Tracy Moseley chalks up her 6th. Borelli comes in with his best result and it's only 3 seconds that separate him from the rest of the top 6. Ravenel was the only girl to get within a minute of Tracy.
Tracy, you're doing absolutely everything asked of you at the moment, looking forward to this title.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this weekend I was really hoping I could consolidate my lead, and you know, another win was obviously the best plan of action. But I think the terrain here was, you know, it's dry, loose. At the start of the weekend I was not super confident that it was going to suit me, but I really enjoyed it and had fun. And a couple of good stages yesterday kind of gave me a little bit of a buffer going into today, and I just managed to ride safe enough today and not make any massive mistakes.
You've come out of this with your first podium, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm really stoked about the podium. You know, it's actually the first time I get on the podium, and I finished 2 times 4th this season, and you know, I really wanted to be on the podium, and it's happening. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah, and been an incredible weekend's racing for you. Finished up in 2nd. How are you feeling about it all?
I'm feeling so good. It was just so great. I had like a really good day yesterday.
Is there anything you've been doing different lately? Because you just seem to be going one step further every race.
I don't know. I'm just enjoying my riding. I mean, I'm living in Whistler, so I'm trying to do some different stuff every week. I think that's the key for me.
Richie, it's 3 in a row. How are you doing this?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels pretty good. It's so weird, like when you kind of come in this season, you're like, yeah, I'll do top 5s, and then you end up winning 3 in a row, and it's just like, yes, you know, it's a big relief, and you know, like coming to the last race now, I think I have a pretty solid lead with points and stuff. So yeah, pretty amped at the moment.
The man who could be king, Richie Roux, is striding ahead with a 300-point lead. There's 500 points on the table next weekend, so there's only 3 riders who can mathematically challenge him, but it will be a tall order. After a poor event for Borel, Clemence moves past him into 3rd. With a great performance, Johan Borelli moves up into 9th. Tracy Moseley extends her lead by another 50 points. Now she only has to really finish the final round to take the title.
The top 3 stay the same in the team rankings. Lower down, Cannondale, Giant and Yeti all step up 1 place each. As the clock tolls 8 behind me, it is the end of the weekend racing here in northern Spain for the 7th round of the Enduro World Series. But what a weekend we've seen. It has had absolutely everything, from baking sun that saw the riders struggling to take on enough water. We had a final stage that was cancelled because there was way too much water with the heavens opening. But I don't think anyone will be complaining because the riding's been incredible and the hospitable fans have been unbelievable. I'm going to go off and get myself some paella and San Miguel, and we'll see you next week in Finale Ligura to see if Richie Rude and Tracy Mosley can wrap up those titles that they are so much in control of at the moment.